The African Union mission in Darfur is at least several years premature. The African Union's Peace and Security Commission simply doesn't have the wherewithal. And the failure of the African Union mission in Darfur will not be the least of the casualties of the Darfur conflict. So just what is the Bush administration's response to Nigeria's "this is an African problem, and for African problems there will be African solutions"? The Bush administration, according to a conversation I had just this week with a very senior, very experienced, very knowledgeable Senate staffer, is that the Bush administration is saying to Nigeria, "You are doing a great job in Darfur. Just a terrific job. We'll even forgive you some of the things we don't really like about your behavior because you're doing such a good job in Darfur." Why then, to take the question one step back, why is the Bush administration saying this? Why would the Bush administration praise the Nigerians so lavishly? The answer, in short, is that the Bush administration simply doesn't want the question of international humanitarian intervention to arise. Because if that question arises, the question will be squarely before the United States. What will the United States do as part of an international humanitarian intervention requiring, by all responsible military assessments I have seen, 25,000 to 50,000 troops with real deal logistics, transport, and in need of a very robust mandate for both civilian protection, humanitarian protection, and an ability to confront the Janjaweed militia. I think also, and even more cynically on the Bush administration's part, it's using the efforts of people like you and those who care about Darfur in order to make Darfur a more valuable geopolitical trading chip. In other words, when the Bush administration under Condoleezza Rice is dealing with Russia or China or Egypt, and the issue is Taiwan or North Korea or Iran or the Middle East peace process, then these countries all have something of great value for the Bush administration, even as they have real interests in Sudan and thus in Darfur. If we stick with an answer of "this is an African Union problem and an African problem requiring only an African solution, we will be paralyzing ourselves. The other issues that the Bush administration is concerned with, no doubt, have real significance. I'm not belittling them in any way. But what the Bush administration, I believe, has declared, in effect, is that the enormous moral claims of vast genocidal destruction can be treated as peripheral to U.S. foreign policy. There is no way we can transform Darfur into a geopolitically consequential issue. It has only its dying children, its unspeakable suffering, and the ghastly embodiment of human evil to motivate international action. So far, this has proved quite inadequate, and this is why we see what I've called genocidal inertia. But the geopolitical is not the same as the political. It is the task, the political task, of those who feel that genocide in Darfur must be halted to bring this fundamental truth home to the Bush administration.